Lavas, lavas! It's Stephanie here. So today in virtual camp, we are going to meet making some cards from Neringa to Neringa friends, family, and all the Lithuanians that you love in your life. And it's thankfully really easy to do. So this is what you need. Okay, so let's talk supplies. So if you're thinking of doing painting, then you're going to want to get paints, watercolor, acrylic, doesn't matter. Obviously paintbrushes, and your paper. Now you could absolutely paint on computer paper, but if you've ever done that before, you know how quickly it falls apart. So I highly recommend to get some thicker paper. 140 pounds is great for watercolor and paints in general because it's a heavier paper, which means that the water won't go through, your artwork won't fall apart, it won't get mushy, you won't get a hole in it. There's nothing worse than that. So if you're painting, treat yourself and get some nicer paper, which you can get at any craft store anywhere. If you're not going to be painting, no big deal. You can get some lighter paper, 98 pounds, which is still fancy. It still looks really good, but it's definitely better for colored pencils, markers, crayons, whatever. And if you really don't want to go get any of this stuff, or you can't get any of this stuff, you can use computer paper. That's totally fine. It will do exactly the same job. The thicker paper just makes it look a little bit more professional, which is kind of a nice treat if you're sending them off to your friends. You'll need your art supplies, possibly scissors to cut your cards into the right shape that you want them, maybe not, and a pencil with an eraser. And you're ready to go. All right, so first comes first, sketch out your ideas. So I really wanted to work on some watercolor with Lithuanian costumes and dress. So I simply Googled Lithuanian costumes and I copied down some ideas of the usual Lithuanian women's dresses and men's clothing. And if you're really not feeling so good about your drawing, you can also print out and trace some of the stuff that you find. If you're going for the Lithuanian costumes, I personally am not so good at drawing people's hands, so that's why everyone's hands are hidden. I'm also a little intimidated by eyes, so that's why all of their eyes are closed, and that's okay. You kind of do what makes it work for you, and there's no wrong way. So that's for a little bit of the Lithuanian costume, just to get an idea down. You can also go full on Neringa Pruda style with the Prue and the dock, frogs, salamanders, leeches. You could do a flag, you could do a cabin. These are really simple sketches just to give you some inspiration to do some of your own. And again, no card, no idea is a bad idea. The people that you send this to are absolutely going to love it. Your next step is to cut out your paper. It really depends on you. There's no wrong answer here. If you wanted to do a card, you can do one this way. You could also flip it this way if you wanted to. Or if you wanted to, which I really like to do, is I like to just cut out a regular piece and then I stick it inside of an envelope with a letter either right on the back or add an additional piece of paper. Once you know your final design for your card, you're going to start sketching. And I have a few tips and tricks for you to help you troubleshoot some things that are pretty common and happens to all of us. So first things first, you can start with a pencil or you can jump right in with ink. If you are using watercolors, I'm really going to highly recommend that you use a waterproof ink. This way, when you add your watercolor, your paint on top, the ink doesn't run, so it won't ruin the beautiful work that you created. This brand works really well. I promise I don't work for them, but so yeah, waterproof ink. So you can do this step in a few ways. You can use pencil, then outline with ink, erase your pencil lines, and then paint. Or you can sketch, paint, and then outline and erase your pencil lines. If you're not painting at all, no big deal. You can sketch, jump right in with all your markers or crayons and colors and any other ink pens that you like and get creating. The next part, you're gonna see two card ideas that I do in fast forward to give you some inspiration and show you how I did them. So enjoy and happy creating. So there you have it, a whole bunch of cool cards and snail mail to send off to friends and family that you're thinking about this summer, sending them good Lithuanian vibes and a happy, healthy summer. All right, be well and happy creating.